It was another day in the Roblox Squid Games, but since you guys keep griefing me in every single game I play, I decided to upgrade my perfect disguise into the cursed spirit of 1,000 years, Sukuna. None of these filthy skellywags would be making it out of here with their souls intact in their bodies. The game began and I started making my way across red light, green light without a problem. But suddenly a blue-haired chap approached me out of nowhere and did the unthinkable. The goddamn rapscallion had pushed me to the ground, causing me to get slimed with lead. And as you would have thought, I was not going to let this filthy mongrel get away with it unscathed. But just before I could put my plan of revenge into action, goddamn Invincible came out of nowhere and brought me to the finish line in the fraction of a second. I was confused at what had just happened, but Invincible kept going back and forth, bringing every single player that hadn't made it to the end back safely, just like a true hero. But just when I thought I was safe, a man dressed like a green bean came out of nowhere and flung me out of the safe zone to get riddled with bullets. And I could just not fathom how a player could achieve such levels of strength, since only a light tap of his sent me flying like a rag. Anyways, I had tragically died, so I had no choice but to use the power of Robux to resurrect myself. But this time, I vowed I would win the game. It didn't matter if there were players faster than the speed of light or as strong as Superman himself. I was going to win it all. We now needed to take our pictures, and naturally my radiance outshined all the other participants with my beautiful smile, and as we waited for Dalgona to begin, I aura farmed on top of the map. You could just see the players crawling everywhere like maggots. How marvelous. The second game had initiated, and the goddamn circle cookie still kept haunting me from game to game, though I easily beat it without leaving even a scratch and qualified for the next game. It was now time to eat my daily sustenance, where I noticed my old enemy Satoru Gojo now wearing a goddamn McDonald's hat. I couldn't help but laugh in his face, but he then stated that he was struggling with the kids and all, so it made me feel bad. The survival round began, but this time, I was not looking for no trouble, as I spotted Invincible speeding around the map like he was goddamn Flash. I wanted absolutely no smoke, so I decided I would go into the bathroom to where the low-level noobs were probably hiding and beat a poor gentleman to death with my trusty fork, and it was just hilarious the way he died. Anyways, the round had ended, and me and 9-to-5 worker Gojo had made it out alive. The game of hide-and-seek then arrived, and since I failed to do my ritual dance beforehand, I had unfortunately become a damn hider. I was cooked, but I suddenly thought of a brilliant idea. I would attempt to hide myself among the Seekers and trick them into thinking I was one of them. The Seekers then appeared and everything seemed to be going according to plan. None of them had managed to recognize me and left to go look for their prey. I started giggling my way upstairs, surprised that it had worked. I had absolutely no enemies, so I walked around the map without a worry until the timer eventually ended, and I easily survived along with McDonald worker Gojo. Next was the glass bridge, but as soon as the game began, I had noticed that my rival, enemy, and friend had already kicked the bucket and met his end at the bottom of the bridge. I then wondered who would be the one taking care of his kids now that he was gone. Anyways, I made my way on top of the glass panels when that filthy blue bastard from red light, green light attempted to kick me down to my doom. Oh, how I wished I had the trickster class right about now. He was getting other players eliminated left and right, but his silly little tricks wouldn't work on me one bit, so I safely made it to the other side with my phantom step. It was now time for the mingle game, and I rejoiced at the chance to finally be able to choke that little blue-haired gremlin to death. The round began, and we needed to get into rooms of 3, but our room had a player over the limit, so I started choking the life out of a guy named Angel. But like always, I was the one who ended up getting shot in the head, but at least that blue-haired bastard died alongside me.